Brian Kelly. Hey, boy, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. How's it going? It's been a while. When was the last time I did this?
The last time you did this?
Yeah.
Honey, I was recording.
Pre-Dean. He's almost 2.
I was recording on Zoom. That was like Demi vibes.
That was when we were still in face masks going to Parks Casino.
I know. So you guys, in case you don't know, and if you don't know, like, what are you even doing here? Brian Kelly is one of my best friends. How long have we been friends for at this point?
We really hit it off. It was sometime in the pandemic, 21, 22.
It was Claudette. She's the one. Turdy Lou. She brought us together.
But everything with Claudia is just like, you times it by 100, because
100%.
everything, our friendship, our Turks trip, my baby moon to the Turks.
Yes.
We need to go back.
I know. Can we?
Yeah.
Okay, please. And I don't
Especially now that you're snatched. Now that you're going to be snatched in a string bikini
drowning with a boot on my foot.
You were sort of in shambles on that trip.
You think? I was an unwell girl, like literally the definition
You look so
of.
amazing.
Thank you.
Truly.
Well, also, speaking of Claudette, she's the reason I got on Ozempic.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a life changer.
I know. She's really changed my life.
I'm just
Shout
so
out to
happy.
Claudia.
It's like she's not the same person. Her fitness.
I know. Oh, don't even get me started.
It's amazing. I'm so proud of her. Proud of you.
I mean, listen, I just started Soto Method, so like,
Come to Barry's
baby
boot
steps.
camp with me.
LOL, Brian, literally no. So I just told the audience a couple things. One story I haven't told you yet. So, but I talked about it on my podcast. So just like really quick, because we have so much to get into. But do you remember, like, it was last summer? So last summer we were like, we did everything together last summer. Now, like,
we lost a drone in the Delaware River.
We lost a drone in the Delaware River. But do you remember when your house manager found a pair of my bathing suit? Do you remember this, Brian?
I don't remember this. I don't know if I was privy.
Honestly, if you don't remember it, I literally don't even want to tell you
Where
about
was the bathing suit found?
So I just it was like pouring rain, so I threw it in the back of a chair and like took it off and like changed in that like little house by the pool.
Yes.
And then he sent a picture of like all the shit we left behind from the weekend. And he was like, and also these like bottoms with a brown spot on them.
Oh my God. I don't think I was on that text
Brian,
chain.
Claudia was. And I literally realized recently that no one ever acknowledged it.
I wasn't on that chain, but I'd love to see the photo. Do you have the photo evidence?
Yeah, yes. Well,
and what was the brown stain?
Okay, so that's what I need to tell you. It wasn't poop. It was like lady stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I just need everyone to know, like, I don't have skid marks.
Got it.
I'm not a man.
You don't want to let everyone know you have skid marks, but you're telling everyone about your brown stained bikini. Got it. This is the world of Taylor Strecker in which we live. I'm just processing it all.
For ladies, sometimes the period, it has different shades, okay? Colors of the wind.
This is something that I would know, yes.
Anyway, I just needed to let you know that.
Did you clear that with my former house manager?
No, I did not.
You just sort of ignored it?
I just dragged him on my podcast.
And Claudia never said anything?
Never said anything.
That's a good friend.
That's a great friend.
But she's telling everyone you shit your pants. She probably has told me that. I got to think about it.
But the last time we saw each other officially was at the Girly Swirlies Night Out.
Fun.
It was so fun.
So much fun. So proud of that girl.
I know, right? Did you not feel like a Beatle?
I know. And I'm like, when are you going on tour? And I just love how she's like, I'm happy with it. And I actually think Claudia's,
I know.
Now that she's an elder, she's in her...
Don't you dare. This is a very sensitive subject for her.
No, but I just think her approach to success is so measured. When I was 30, I had just started The Points Guy at 27, sold it at 28. I was like shot out of a cannon, going to every trip I could. And I really think she's obviously wiser beyond her years.
She really is an old soul.
But to focus on herself, she inspires me in so many different ways.
Same.
And...
Oh, it was amazing. And the toasters, I mean, we literally Brian, people were climbing you. Climbing.
It is an experience. Like my friend that night has footage. He's like, I look like a monster. I'm a Godzilla in Tokyo, like taking over the subway station.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'7", but I think I've gotten taller lately because actually directly after this podcast, I am going to get stretch space in Chelsea.
You are the last person who should be doing that.
I know. I've actually, so basically you can get a 55-minute stretch on a heated table where they, get all your limbs. It has changed.
For the muscles.
Yeah. They you can get Theragun. I do light stim, Theragun. They're stretching my body. It's better than a massage. And I firmly believe it has improved my posture because I hit my head on things now.
Stop.
I just did Kelly and Mark last week. I don't know if you saw, I posted my segment and Mark Consuelos is pretty short and he's sitting at a little kid's desk. there were people on the internet commenting like, who is this giant ogre? It's actually insane when you look at the proportions. But it's who I am. I was born this way.
Do you have giantism?
I don't know. That's some of my exes.
Well, Tay she got tested for Marfan syndrome. Because in college, to play sports, they need to make sure that you don't have it, because if you do, then it could be like a liability for the college if something happens to you.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I wonder.
No, I don't think I have giantism. Although it is, I have a brother who's 6'6". I'm 6'7". My dad's 6'3". My mom's 5'6". So it is a little bit of a genetic jump.
God, I hope my babies are tall
and
like you
I think
and
Dean,
Tay.
I'm praying he's not my height. I think I'm like, Dean, just peter out at 6'4" max. I think 6'3", 6'4" is a great, you're tall, you make a statement, but you're not like smashing your head. I mean, I literally have divots on the top of my head.
It's honestly, it's the sexiest thing in the world. Like, I am so a lesbian, but when you hug me, I get tingles in my...
a true story?
I get tingles in my
Caleb
tingy.
Hartzler, we were in Iceland years ago for New Year's, and I gave him such a big bear hug, he cracked a rib.
I believe
He was like, when we got back, he was like, yeah, that time you hugged me exuberantly? There may have been alcohol involved. He's like, you literally cracked, or maybe bruised. He had to go to the doctor.
Stop.
So I hug so hard. I'm such a lover.
Be careful. I'm so tiny and small.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you like Lenny in Of Mice and Men?
Oh my God. I think I take that as a compliment.
It's a compliment. He's so lovable, and he likes small,
and he
soft
crashes,
things.
Yeah.
You can't help you. Like,
I
Brian
am.
does
I mean,
this.
with Marshall, my dog, when I get so I just it's like love bombing, or there's a word for it, aggressive, like nurturing or something like that.
I get it.
You want to like.
No, I know. I like sometimes when I kiss Tay, I grind my teeth because I love her so much. Like, I don't know what to do. And my little brother, he was such a fucking nugget when he was little. And I was like grinding my teeth, and I had braces, and I chipped my front tooth because I was like, you're so
literally
cute.
Me at my 40th birthday. Remember when I chipped a tooth off? I was having so much fun at my 40th.
There you go. See, that's the energy that we both have. They're like, I want to kill you. I love you so much.
Yeah.
You're like,
I really have to, with Dean, I have to be careful.
I was going to say.
He's at least a hefty almost 2 year old.
He's a sturdy boy.
He's a sturdy boy, but I'm like, I have to play nice with him.
Right. Well,
but he's good.
You get very, like, even with me, I'm going to hurt the girl.
Little girl,
You get
I'm really going to hurt that girl.
You can't help yourself.
It's my joie de vivre.
So, Brian, you are here today for a very important announcement. Yes. I'm very honored. I feel like I'm one of the first to
This
get
is actually
this
the
news
first interview I'm doing about the book, which we announced on social media. But so I've always wanted to write a book because honestly, my friends and even close family members still don't get points. Like,
Brian, the way Tay and I have to actually stop ourselves from constantly texting you, especially when trip planning, because we have so many questions. And I have to be honest, we still haven't quite fully wrapped our heads around it, but like we just need to just put it in the right friggin' direction.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean, I started the Points Guy in 2010, and it's been a huge success. I mean, the company has 150 employees. Like, we reach millions and millions of people. But
you are the mecca for all things points related.
There's so much information on the internet, social media. So I wanted to write a book. So the book's called How to Win at Travel.
Okay.
Which will hit bookshelves, newsstands, February 4th.
Oh my God.
But I've been working on it for so long. And it was December of 2023, I finally went to market. You write together a proposal.
Yeah.
You never know what the market's going to say. I was worried about them saying, oh, well, all this information exists. But it doesn't, because this is actually my personal story woven into the whole points, miles, credit cards.
Right.
And then this is a book for anyone who wants to become a good traveler, because it's not just points.
Right.
This book, I had so much fun writing it. So I interviewed experts across the board, doctors, for example, what should you take in your medicine kit when traveling abroad beyond just Pepto? And the fact is, so many people don't realize you can actually get different drugs, especially for certain countries. You can get prescription drugs even if you don't need them. And I highly recommend it. And I go through in the book all of the difference between the antidiarrheals, which really, when you need them, make a difference, and when it makes sense to take certain, stomach issues are the most common when traveling. So I got to sit down with world-class experts. We have fitness when traveling. I have a whole chapter, with Dean, when I had a baby, it changed the way I traveled.
Forget it. It's like a whole different ballgame, right?
And so I have an incredible chapter that teaches you from start to finish of this is how it's going to change. These are, there's so many nuances. In Europe, you can't even buy a seat for a child.
Yes.
And they make you have the child in a seatbelt and so forth. So basically, this book is
top to bottom,
the primer of how to, even starting off, where is it safe to go, right?
So I have a million questions, okay? So, okay, Tay and I are going to Italy. Like, literally, by the time this airs, we will be in Italy. That's why I wore my Aperol Spritz outfit. I
wish we had an Aperol Spritz right now.
I know, honey. I'm sorry. Next time, I promise. So, how am I doing this sober? Aren't you so proud of me?
Are you using points to go to Italy?
So, okay, so we are not using points to go to Italy, but so here's the real tea. I blew through all of our points in the St. Bart's trip.
Yep.
And then also spent
And also
a fortune.
Credit line.
Literally, like our child definitely
Wait, can
has
we
to.
do
Our kid can't go to college.
Are we doing St. Bart's again next year?
Fuck yes.
I think because my birthday's 2 weeks after yours, I think we should just.
I'm so in to make that
I was
like
jealous
our
of that
thing.
trip.
I know. You were invited.
I know, 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks before,
That's
and
what
I was
Claudia
already in
decided
Europe.
She wanted to come.
I know.
Well, it was technically our honeymoon, which Claudia literally wants to die over. But she was like, I thought I was crashing a birthday trip. Totally fine. I didn't realize it was like, but I'm like, we had already done it.
Your
Like,
life's a honeymoon, baby.
I mean, for now, until we have a baby.
Yeah.
I know. Tay's always like, look at Brian with baby. I'm like, we are not going to be able to be parents the way Brian is. So, like, just remember that. I always have to, like, check her. But, so we spent, okay, so I'll just, numbers, okay?
Yep.
We had 500,000 points.
Yep.
And we spent them all on our hotel room. We stayed at Gypsy
Yep.
in St. Bart's. I so recommend it.
Yep.
We actually ended up having to pay for one night, I think, like, out of
You were
pocket,
there for,
whatever.
2 weeks?
Yeah, well, we were only at Gypsy, though, for like 5 nights. We kind of, like, bebopped around. But was that dumb or was that smart?
No, I mean, I think you had Amex points, right?
I have. So we have a platinum Amex.
I'll be honest. So Amex points are great for airfare. Amex points, when you redeem for airfare, they're going to give you 1 cent per piece. When you transfer to airlines, you can get 3, 4, 5 cents, and I can get into that. The joy of using Amex points is when you transfer them. For example, 50,000 points is a $500 flight.
Right.
Or 50,000 points when you transfer to Air France is business class to Europe. $4,000.
Wait.
And not to throw salt on this wound, but 50,000 Amex points is $350 in hotels. So it's $350 in hotels, which is a really bad redemption, or $500 in airfare, or if you know how to transfer it to the partners, can be as much as $4,000.
I'm sick to my stomach.
So needless to say, you got value, and I never want to shame people for using the points.
No, we're stupid.
However, there are more. See, Chase Sapphire Reserve points are worth 1.5 cents towards hotels. So if you have Chase points and Chase Sapphire Reserve, redeeming them for hotels is actually pretty good because you're getting 1.5 cents, double what Amex gives you. So your Amex points you want to use for airfare. Your Chase Sapphire Reserve points you can use for booking boutique hotels through Chase Travel.
Okay, question. So I'm so happy. So we almost just blew through more points because I'm like back up to 200, which I'm not proud of. It means I'm spending a lot of money.
But 200,000, that's like business class to Europe. This is where you need to let me know. So So this is the thing. And for anyone listening, this is a great tool. It's called Point.me, and it's a website. So if you have Amex, Amex integrates with Point.me, and it's a free tool where it'll actually tell you. So say you're going to Italy, August 20th, you can put in New York City to Rome or wherever you want, and it'll actually tell you in the Amex portal, hey, it will cost you this to buy it, or you could transfer to Air France and redeem on ITA Airways, which is actually the really nice, Italian airline.
Yes.
So it does all the math for you. So that's I think the biggest part of people using points is like, well, where the hell do I transfer them? Who, what do I buy?
Right.
And I get it. That's confusing, which I go over in my book of teaching the fundamentals of when to redeem, when to buy.
Okay.
So Point.me is a great tool to use whenever you're thinking of traveling now.
Yes.
You can look, and to anyone listening, you can always look in the portal and see how much it's going to charge you to buy a flight.
Okay.
Or transferring. So if you have Bilt points as well, and for anyone listening who pays rent, you should have a Bilt card.
I literally need to get a Bilt card like
yesterday, like 2 years ago when I told you to. And if you would have paid rent the last 2 years with Bilt card, you could be flying business class for free to Europe. But I'm not going to, once again, shame you.
All I want to do, I set intentions on 8/8/24. Yeah. Like, the internet was like, this is the luckiest day, the Lions portal, blah, 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 you'll be rich. And I, did the things. I'm not woo-woo. I,
Did you
wrote
play
down.
Powerball?
No. Tay and I wrote down and we wrote our intentions, like, dweebs. But I don't give a shit. Come on, universe, let's fucking go.
Put down intention, just apply for a Bilt card. It's not that hard. Like, you don't need to move mountains. I'm sure you have good credit.
I wrote on the thing.
Although, after all these bad decisions.
I did write on my thing, though. My goal is in the future, I only fly business class.
And I love that you have the platinum card, but that's good for perks. You want to have points cards. So Bilt is amazing for rent and travel.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us the cards
dining.
we need to have in our wallet.
frankly, if you like Chase Sapphire Reserve,
I have,
that's awesome.
but I never use it.
You're going to use it to put all your travel on because it's 3x on travel. And travel also includes...
Isn't Platinum 5x?
No, Platinum's 1x and only 5x on airfare. So Platinum, you put airfare, and pretty much that's it. You're going to get the Amex Gold card is 4 points per dollar on groceries and dining. And we spend a lot of money in those categories.
That's all
Plus,
I
you
do.
get dining credits. You get $100 Resi credit. It pays for itself pretty easily. So even if you have Platinum, use that, for airfare and for lounges.
Okay.
But really the Gold card, if you could have either a Platinum or a Gold, I would recommend you to get a Gold card. And right now there's there's an offer. I can give you 90,000 points if I refer, or if anyone, I'll refer you. You should get an Amex Gold card.
Okay. Well, that's so funny. So Tay and I so there are so many questions, but hopefully this can also be applicable to other people. I think it can be.
Yes, of course.
So Tay and I just launched merch. Did you see? It's so cute.
Where is my press influencer package?
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'll send it to you. What size are you?
I'm like XL or XL will probably work.
Will you wear a True Pay Girl Hey shirt?
100%.
Done. So, but merch is insane.
So do you have to buy it on a credit card and you can get points? Because that's where you make money on points is like...
It's been going to our Platinum card. So we actually, you guys, merch is fucking crazy, but we actually end up, every time somebody orders, we get a fee and then they take it out of the bottom line. It's very tricky. My point is you need a friggin' card just for the merch alone. And
Amex cards are good because they're charge cards and they'll let you charge a lot on.
But it has to be a card that we use for that thing and only that thing. So maybe that's the Platinum.
Well, actually, what I think you should use for merch, so there's Capital One Venture is 2x on every purchase.
Okay.
So here's the deal with points. You want to earn more than 1 point on every single purchase.
Okay.
So your bill is for rent and dining. Your Chase Sapphire Reserve is for travel.
Okay.
Amex Gold is dining, and then everything else goes on a Capital One Venture X card, or you can have a Venture X Business. And I think the sign-up bonus is like 150,000 points now for the business version. But you keep that all for your business, and that's 2x on every single thing you spend. Damn. So when you go shopping for clothes, or when you buying things that are not dining and rent, et cetera, that you're getting bonused on other cards, the 2x is what you earn on everything. And that's when all of a sudden, like when you look at everything you guys are spending money on, it's a 2 point per dollar minimum. You're going to start, and then 4x here, 3x you're earning on rent. All of a sudden, your points will skyrocket. And so that's what I teach people is to create a strategy that's that sustains and bonuses you on what you're spending money on.
Let me ask you this. So we have a business card, right? Because I own my own company. So there's a lot of write-offs. So in our mind, we've been trying to be like, this is for business, but business is traveling. Business is dinners. Business is clothing.
With business credit card, look, accounting wise, your accountant will love you if you can kind of separate it. Because when you start intermingling, it's not against the law. Like you can put
whatever you want.
And just, in QuickBooks, you can go in and just make sure you're always on top of it, dividing,
you have to be very
percentage
diligent.
and whatever. Yes. But yeah, having small business credit cards is smart. To anyone out there, hint, small business credit cards have massive sign-up bonuses. So you don't even need to have a huge business. So even if you have a little Etsy shop or the idea to have a dog walking business, you can get a small business credit card for the smallest of businesses. You apply as a sole proprietor using your social security number. You don't need to have a business EIN. So if you're listening to what I'm telling you, if you want to supercharge your point strategy, having small business credit cards, even for the most nascent of businesses, because they come with huge sign-up bonuses. So you can really get thousands of dollars just every year from getting a couple business cards.
Well, that's why I had all those points, or these incentivized.
So
bonuses.
I would say you can even get a second business card. Now, the key to all of the credit card game, is you have to pay them off in full every month because the rewards credit cards particularly have 30% APR, crazy high interest. So if you're paying interest on your balances, the amount of points you're getting is nullified and more. Exactly.
Is there such a thing as having too many credit cards in your wallet?
So, George Costanza wise, you don't want to actually, I have 28 credit cards. I don't carry them with me. I use probably 5, day to day mostly. Funny enough, people, when I tell people I have 28 credit cards, my score is over 800. So I'm in the upmost tier. So the story is the more credit cards you have and when you pay them off in full every month, your score goes up.
Wow.
So
and you want that good credit.
Yeah, FICO, there's two main factors. The two biggest factors of your credit score is paying your bills on time. So no matter what, you always pay the minimum payment on every single card. that's the number one key. You just have to make minimum payments.
Okay.
And number two, you pay them off in full because it's called your debt to credit ratio. So basically, the more credit you have a huge pool of available credit, you're paying it off in full every month. That means your utilization ratio is low, which tells creditors, hey, Taylor Strecker has $100,000 worth of available credit. She's only using $5,000 a month and paying it off.
Right.
You are a credit-worthy person. Your score goes up. So there's all these myths out there saying, oh, well, I just want to have one credit card, or if I don't use a credit card, I'll get dinged, et cetera. And this was also what I teach in the book, the foundations. Most, these things like credit are not taught in school.
No.
And it is, critical. Like having a good credit score is
critical.
Like part of having a good life. So I try to tell it in a way that's like easy to understand. And, I firmly believe like once people see the big picture, you look at the facts, like having credit and using it wisely is a smart financial decision for your life.
So I want to go back quickly to, so the way on Instagram, I see so many people that are like, I travel business class for $260 US.
Yeah.
I'm like, how? Yeah. So you're saying just so I can make sure I got this understood.
Yep.
So you just need to go to where?
Point.me. So it's a tool called Point.me. And it actually, if you have an American Express membership rewards card or a Bilt card, they actually have it built into those ecosystems. So just Google Point Me Amex, and it'll actually take you to an Amex landing page, and it'll tell you, hey, there's availability on this day for first class for just 20,000 points. Transfer now. So you can actually transfer your Amex points instantly.
You can schedule your vacation around that, which we actually kind of could do a lot of the time.
So, and there's one other tool I'll talk about. It's called Seats.aero, A-E-R-O. This is a really cool for people like you who you're flexible. Yes. So I'm going to use the example of Emirates. I always say fly Emirates first class.
All I want to do in my life
is the holy grail. It's 136,000 Amex points to fly New York to Dubai.
Okay.
That's a $15,000 ticket for 136,000 points. You already have enough points to do this.
Right.
So what you could do is go to the Emirates webpage. You have to sign up for their frequent flyer program, and you could search dates for first class. It's a very tedious process.
Yeah.
Seats.aero, similar to Point Me, it just is set up differently where you can actually put JFK to Dubai and you could search for an entire year. So you can, and actually they also fly to Milan. So Emirates flies the A380. You could fly JFK to Milan, and I do this all the time. So I look at a full year and I see the 50 dates that it has first class availability. And that's when I plan. My schedule's pretty flexible. Yeah. I plan around. And this people plan around the deals. What flexibility, everyone's like, what day are the cheapest fares? Tuesdays at 2. Right. No, people, flexibility. The more flexible you are with your travel, even buying tickets. And I want to, for people trying to buy cheap flights, you must master Google Flights. So google.com/flights. They have this tab called Explore. And Explore will allow you to put in New York City to Europe. So you can, if you want to go to Europe in August, just put nonstop New York to the entire continent of Europe, and you can put business class. And it'll show you for weekends in July or 1 week period or a 2 week trip, or certain dates. And it'll show you a map of Europe and show you where you can fly for business class. Then you just choose, your vacation around where the best deals are. And there are some amazing, I'm going to Ibiza, and it was $4,500 US for British Airways first class, which is normally 10 grand.
Okay.
So and then once again, I use my credit card points to pay for that. So the message is be forward looking. You can't just like at one point in time be like, okay, on this one day here on this one route, give me the best deal. You may find it. Right. But the odds are.
I wonder if we're getting so screwed. We are so dumb. The fact that you are literally one of our best friends, what is wrong with us?
No, it's not you though. It's everyone in my life. And I feel like it's literally the reason why I wrote this book. Correct. So that it's like.
So we're not constantly bugging you.
And in a simple way, be like, okay, this. And then politely and respectfully, I'll just say chapter 13, page 200, do it yourself.
No. We literally.
I'm excited to have them with me at all times. Like, so I can enjoy dinner parties again.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian, what's the best way? Here's my book.
I will say
or
this
I'll
too.
send
I want to be clear. Taylor and I are bad at this, and we don't ask Brian because
you should though. I enjoy it. I truly
no, because my dad's a doctor, and I've seen my whole life what happens when you're a doctor. All people do is ask you about medical advice. Even like when pregnant women, he's an eye surgeon. They'd be like, so what happens? And luckily, he actually did do a residency in OBGYN, but like. Give him a break. He's not working.
Be honest, you've asked your dad questions about.
No, whenever I call my dad, he's like, what's wrong? And one time I called him to be like, just check it one time. I was like, just saying hi. And he was like, no, for real, are you sick?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is dark. I'm really sorry, Dad. Anyway, okay. So we are traveling to Italy. I heard recently, because we were maybe going to go to London and see Taylor Swift, but it didn't work out the way we wanted it to. But I think we're going to try to go see her when she's back in the U.S. But how many times have you been to see her?
I've been seeing her. I was supposed to see her 5 times in Vienna, and I will say the European shows are the best, times a million, cheaper, better, everything about. And I saw the night at Wembley. I know by the time this comes out, the shows will be over. But the European shows are half the price, and the floor is open seating, which is fabulous, because I personally hate being boxed in a 100-seat row.
Totally.
You can't go to the bathroom. And in Philly, when I went the first time to Eras, I was sat next to this pissed off straight guy who was dragged there, and he didn't move 1 inch from his seat. And so we're dancing, and he's like puffing, so I hate being trapped in a seat, because you could be around lunatics. And I love Swifties, and the vibe is generally very good. But the U.S. Swifties are unhinged. Case in point, Claudia Oshry. But in Europe, I feel like it was just like a good vibe, and there's so in the U.S. it's just so expensive. It's like $5,000 for floor seats.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, we got 2 seats for $700 from a listener, and we still couldn't pull it off, which is so devastating. Whatever, they're gonna get snatched up. Yeah. But so when we were preparing to go to London, and my sister-in-law actually said to me, "Be careful in London. They snatch watches there like crazy."
Yep.
And I'm like, wait, so that's another thing too that you know everything about. It's like, where is it safe to travel? So we're not doing London, but we are going to go to Italy, and we're going to be bopping around a little bit. Yeah. So is it safe to is
London
safe?
Is safe? Look, I don't want to be hyperbolic. London is safe, but it's in Mayfair, the nicest neighborhoods. There are organized crime rings, and they're in New York too. Yeah. There was at Carbone recently. I
saw that one.
Yeah, so you just got to be smart. Don't wear your most expensive jewelry. Do not have your phone out in your hand. I mean, Buenos Aires, Barcelona, London. There's a lot of. Basically, when you're in the most touristy areas, I liken it to the savannah on safari. Like, you are prey. You are the gazelle.
Right.
Like, let it be known, a tourist in an unknown city, you are at the bottom of the food chain. There are people there who will circulate like predators and trick you, and I got flack for saying it on social media, but like when you're at the Trevi Fountain in Rome, don't try to make friends with people.
No.
Do your stuff. Have your, always have your suit, your purse in front of you.
Yep.
Because it is very common to, and having your phone out. I know so many people on the street, they'll come up on a scooter and bam, it's gone. So just in general, having your phone out, you're not paying attention. You're going to get hit by a bus going the wrong way in the street.
Right.
Specifically, I'm speaking to you because I could see that being your untimely demise.
That's fair. Touche, I'll take it.
But, travel is safe in general. I mean, and look, we live in the United States. We see the crime and violence and gun violence. So I like to tell people yes, there's crime happening in major cities, but having a head on your shoulders, being aware of your surroundings is key.
What's up with Barcelona right now? I've read stories recently that said that it's not necessarily violent. It's just like getting hit with like water balloons and shit.
The Barcelona is over tourists. So locals in a lot of places get really upset when tourists come in and Airbnb specifically. Yep. So. So many apartments that were for locals are now being Airbnb'd, and they're getting, natural supply and demand. So people are getting priced out, having to move further outside of the city.
Right.
So in Barcelona, they've really had uprisings because tourism has bounced back so fast.
Yep.
And so they're like squirting tourists
with water guns.
And, so it's not going to happen all the time.
Uncomfortable.
But I think it's a point for people. Especially, Americans, we love Europe in the summer, but like try to go outside of the major hubs, you know, and the cities in August in Spain. I mean, all the locals are on vacation. Like, just try to go and explore and not just go to the ultimate tourist hotspots.
Right.
Spread your tourism dollars around the country. And
also you can get better deals at kind of random ass places, right?
Totally.
Exactly. Okay, so back to the book. So I know you said you interview people for the book.
Yes.
So who was your favorite interview of the book?
Oh, there were so many good ones, but I have to say Whoopi Goldberg. So she has this crazy fear of flying. I have a whole chapter on fear of flying because it's actually one of the top questions I get asked. And I don't have a fear of flying. I have dated people who do, and it is real.
It is.
And I've done research myself, like how do you actually manage it? And so Whoopi Goldberg, her story is fascinating. She actually saw a plane crash in the 70s. developed this intense fear of flying.
That makes sense.
To the point where she bought a school bus and was going across the country in 72 hours back and forth New York to LA, would
Deeply
never
unwell.
step on a plane.
That's crazy.
And so I got to interview her. She now flies to Italy. She has a beautiful home in Italy, and she flies commercial.
Wow.
And so I got to hear all of the details, how the different therapies, techniques, which was really fascinating. And Whoopi's just an icon. So being able to interview her
Brian, I'm so proud of you. I'm always proud of you, but like this has
been really fun. I have to say, like being a blogger and social media, you know, we're putting out bits and pieces, like to work on this project and write basically 400 pages of really good content that I think will save people money and time. It was like such a challenge, like sequestering myself in the farm and just writing this entire winter. Almost every weekend I was doing it. But I'm so excited to, get it out into the world.
I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. You guys, Brian, where can we sign up for the book? There's pre-sales, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, at Brian Kelly on Instagram, I have a link in bio, but howtowinattravel.com.
Amazing.
You can buy it at all of your favorite book publishers. Spread the love around, especially to smaller book retailers. And I greatly appreciate it.
Brian, I love you.
I love you more. Safe travels.
Thank you.
My final question for you. Are you flying in economy to Italy?
Girl, we barely got extra leg room.
Okay, I'm going to see what kind of fairy dust I can sprinkle on that flight because you need it. You're too cute. Look at you now. You're too cute for coach.
Too cute. Help me, I'm poor. Yeah, I'm going to be like down by the river.
No, you're going to have 4 spritzes in the lounge and pass out and wake up in Italy, and you're going to have the most fabulous trip. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's an overnight flight. Tay and I literally have to sit apart from each other because they were the only 2 seats left in bulkhead. Damn it. Anyway, I love you.
Love you more.
You guys, that is it for us. Have a great rest of your week. Until next week, bye, girl, bye. We did it!
Yay!
3 minutes to spare. Sorry, that was so chaotic.